If you're a graduate, or you just graduated from the university, I want to just to come closer. And if you have a friend or someone that has just graduated, I think this information will be important for the person. Now, one of the problems or one of the mistakes that graduates often make is that they become obsessed with making money at the beginning or immediately. Wait, there's nothing wrong in actually aspiring or wanting financial stability, but you have to know also the process towards that, and that is important. And sometimes, especially when it comes to the issue of volunteering, many graduates don't want to hear that because they think that they can't be able, they don't want to hear that they will work for free. And actually, there has been a lot of misunderstanding, I believe, in the area of volunteering. And that's why I said, let me make this video, especially for fresh graduates. Now, I want to outline some of the key advantages of volunteering, especially when you are a fresh graduate, you're just coming out to the university or any of the high institutions. And first and foremost is to correct the notion about volunteering. Actually, volunteering is not working free per se. Working free. So volunteering is not working free, but is working for growth or working for growth. And that, I just put this here to just outline that I want you to note this, that when I'm talking about volunteering, don't just focus on thinking about working for free for someone or for an organization, but think about it as working for growth, for your own growth. Of course, first working for growth for the organizations or for the organization that you are volunteering, but as well, you should know also working for growth for your own personal life, because the more we do things that promote and that make others grow, the more also we grow in the process. And the first thing I want to note as a key advantage in the issue of volunteering is that it provides skill development. This is very important because you just don't see your education as just what you do in school. Yes, that's very important. You've learned a lot in school, but now you are graduating. See that your development, your education also continues after schooling or after you have graduated. And this is where the issue of volunteering comes in. And you see volunteering as a way of developing your skills further. For example, you just graduated from school. There's need for you to have some skills, for example, soft skills like teamwork. You know, most times what we do in school, we do things individually, and I don't know, maybe we have to adjust the way we teach in schools, because the way we teach, we make people to do things more individual. I know there are situations whereby we give collective projects, but most of the work is done individually, but that doesn't reflect the real world, because you're going to be working with people. And so volunteering gives you an advantage, or an opportunity to be able to exercise or acquire those skills that are important later in life. For example, teamwork, communication, how to communicate with people, how to relate with people. It can give you opportunity for leadership in the organization you are volunteering. It can give you also opportunity to learn problem solving, and of course in a real world situation, because there's a difference between the school environment and the real world in which you are going to be living and going to be doing most of your work. And so learning how to solve problems, not just only theoretical, in the class they give you a kind of examples or questions that are actually hypothetical, but this time around you'll be working with real problems. So volunteering give you that opportunity to learn, to develop skills, and even hard skills, industry specific skills. Very, very important. And I want you to just not look at life that you must necessarily earn money before you know that what you are doing is useful. And the second thing or second advantage that volunteering provides is work experience. Most times when graduates are coming to seek for employment, the first thing most organization asks as well, not really first thing per se, but one of the major important things that organization asks you is, do you have experience? Now, volunteering helps to avoid this no experience barrier that many graduates actually face. And it can help you to gain experience. So see it also volunteering as a ladder. Now, if you are coming out, this is where you have advantage more than or beyond just graduating with just certificate alone. You have the opportunity to acquire work experience. The third thing is networking and connection. Now, this is very important also, because you'll be meeting professional, because and that's why you have to actually select carefully where to do your where to volunteer, because what happens is that where you volunteer, you're going to be meeting a lot of people. So if you have chosen the organization in which you're going to volunteer, and then that organization matches what you have studied in the university or what you want to do in the future, and that's what I advise. Whatever you are thinking to do in the future, that should be the area where you should be volunteering. And because you've done so, you're going to be meeting a lot of professionals. You're going to be meeting a lot of professionals in your field who actually, by connecting, you're going to be very useful later in life. And as well, you'll be connecting with mentors, because when you are volunteering, you will meet leaders there. You will meet a lot of people there who will guide you. Okay, this is what you should be doing. This is what you should be doing. So you will have mentors to guide you, and you will not be figuring out everything by yourself and making unnecessary mistakes because you don't have mentors. But this is a place, if you want mentors, then volunteering is a very important part in which I think you can, important thing in which you can think about and get involved. Not just only mentors, you're going to be as well meeting with your peers, which also can open doors. Of course, they can open future doors, which are important. Some of the things I'm doing today actually has been the opportunity I have is because the opportunity came from my peers, not even my mentors or other people. So don't neglect anybody along as you move in life. Sometimes there's a way you see your friend, okay, he doesn't have any connection today, doesn't have anything today. There's a way you look down on him or her, and then you begin to look at those people already who are having the show today. And I don't want you to do that, because the people you are looking down today, your peers, your friends, you understand, even those ones you don't agree with, you have to be careful how you relate with them, because what the person you are thinking is an enemy today actually can turn out to be a friend tomorrow. So don't look at anybody. You just have to treat people and give them the dignity, and then relate with them very well. You don't have to be a friend to everybody before you can work with them. And that's this is very important. As I often speak to, every time I speak to students, I talk about how this issue of connection, and we are so much involved in social media, quote unquote, as if you think that we are connected. Sometimes when you think you have 5,000 followers, 2,000 followers, those people are not the real connections. You understand? They are not the real connections. So I know you can make money from having those huge number of followers, but you have to be careful, because the same people that are praising you today, immediately you messed up, the same people will tear you. So the social media world is not a real world. So I want you to talk about, each time I talk about the issue of working, networking and connection, I'm talking about real world connection, face-to-face connection. I'm not talking about something that even if you connect with someone online, let it translate into a real world connection. I mean, that's what is going to be fruitful for you, not the people actually that just praise you and then hype you, and then of course tomorrow is a different thing. And the next thing, which is the fourth thing, is a confidence and professional exposure. This is very important, is somehow close to experience, but much more than that, because yes, you get to you get to be familiar with the workspace culture, because there is always a workspace culture which is different from the school environment. And volunteering enable you, give you opportunity to to understand the culture of your work, the expectations, the challenges, how do you overcome some of these challenges, so that by the time you start your career proper, or start the work you intend to do in the future, you're not so shocked about the environment of your career or your field. And then of course it builds confidence. Build confidence. For example, you can, if you have, let's say you are a nurse and you have volunteered in a hospital for a long time, and you have used all the instruments, you have given injections several times, and the more you acquire that kind of exposure, the more you have confidence to do more, which definitely will be different when you compare yourself when you're coming out of the university fresh without such experience. So because the more you practice something over and over, the more you have good understanding about it, and as well the more you have more confidence to do that thing again and again. So this is what, again, volunteering can give you opportunity to have that kind of professional exposure. And the fifth is discovering your strength and interest. Actually, as I said, learning and discovery and understanding of who we are does not stop in school. Yes, it began there, but you have to know that you need to continue to learn. The fact that whatever you have not, you've not learned a lot about yourself yet. Volunteering also give you another space again for discovery of your interests, discovery of your strength, and importantly, this is what so many people now neglect. And before you neglect, you focus on money, you tend to not see the strength and the interest. So, but this gives you an opportunity. Most times you have to understand that in all the time you have been, from nursery school to primary school to secondary school to the university or any of the higher institution, you've not really had time so much to explore a lot of things. You're just going from one school to another. So the environment you are acquainted with is just the school environment. But again, that space limits you. You've not exposed yourself to different things to be able to know what. You'll be surprised that you have so many strength and interest within you, but you don't know. But this environment can again open up again a different things that you've never known about yourself. And then the sixth thing is a potential job offer. I like this one because the truth of the matter is that I've seen many companies that prefer to hire among their volunteers, because somebody have volunteered because they have known the person's attitude, they have known the person's commitment and many things about the person. So it's better to so many people used to say this. I used to laugh about the joke. They say that the devil is more than the angel you don't know. Well, I don't know whether I agree with that, because the devil is a devil, the angel is an angel. Whether I don't know the angel, but of course the angel will act like an angel and the devil will act like a devil. Well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to say that, of course, because they know you, so if there's any opportunity to hire, you discover that you just get straight away. I've benefited from this. And the last one, which is very important as well, that is the seventh one, is the personal fulfillment and impact. Personal fulfillment and impact. And we tend to neglect this one, but it's also very important. This is beyond just growth. This is because aside that, you will have opportunity to grow, yes, but then you have this sense of fulfillment when you contribute to society, when you contribute to someone. And that's what you feel. Most times we feel that, for example, if you provided money for somebody who is in their need, and he shows appreciation, there's a kind of fulfillment you feel. Now, the reason is because you contributed into that person's life, and then that person is in dire need of what you have given to him or her. That also as well gives you fulfillment. I want you to think in that way, that regardless of what the profit you acquire or you get from your contribution to the society, anytime you solve a problem, anytime you have done something meaningfully that develop the society, that develop an individual, that develop a group of people, that means you are giving to the society. You are really giving. I volunteered in a research farm. Yes, research farm of distinguished Professor Timothy Blues, and I learned a lot. I learned about malaria research, trypanosomiasis, how to handle animals, how to do a lot of work in the lab. I learned a lot. These things that I have not actually learned through my 4 years in the university studying biochemistry. Now, because of that, immediately I went for my master's. Not really immediately, but after a few years, I think about 3 years thereabout, I graduated. I went for my master's, and the university that I was doing my master's, I went to my head of department. Immediately he saw my CV. He was just impressed, and by then I have already done other things. But the kind of that volunteering that I did many years earlier actually provided me an opportunity. Before you know, I was actually given a job in the university as an assistant. And so that opened. So don't look down on volunteering. It actually can set you, or can be a ladder that you will move to the next level. And that's my encouragement, and that's my points today. And I know that this will going to help you if you're a fresh graduate, or you can send it to a fresh graduate, your son, your friend that just graduated, or anybody. Just send this video to them, and then let them see that they can be able to benefit from volunteering. I'm not, as I go, that actually that volunteering is not just working for free. It is working for growth. I hope you are blessed by this.